And we're back.
Yay!
Welcome to the Auto Authorities Podcast. My name is Jay Grossman. I'm the founder and CEO of iAutoAgent. And this is Mr.
David Marks with Quality Auto STL, home of trusted services with no surprises.
So, news flash, the gas prices are high. Have you noticed that, Dave?
No, not at all.
I haven't
Of course
either.
I have.
See, it doesn't affect me because I ride to work on a horse. Well, that's
I
not
could say something
entirely.
really sarcastic right now, but I'm not.
Oh, we got a good one today, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for listening to us. We are going to show you how you can save I'm going to say over $2 a gallon for your gas.
Wow.
With
I can't wait to hear this.
With our incredible gas tips. Are you ready to do this, Mr. David Marks?
Absolutely.
Have you ever felt like you were taken for a ride when buying, selling, or repairing your car? Well, not anymore. I'm Jay.
And I'm Dave.
And this is the podcast that tells you what to watch out for, whether you're buying, selling,
or repairing your car.
With 47 years of automotive experience, we are the Automotive Authorities. This podcast is sponsored by iAutoAgent. We're real estate agents for cars.
And Quality Auto STL. Trusted services with no surprises.
Boom!
Booyah!
We are back. Welcome to the Auto Authorities Podcast. If you're just joining us, we are going to show you how to pay over $2 a gallon per gallon for gas less.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. You know, people come to us because we are the trusted advisors, and this is a very, very valuable episode, whether you're looking to buy a car, sell a car, or if you're not riding to work on a horse, you should be listening.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to get right into this, but before we get going, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Podcastify.me. That's Podcastify.me. They make this beautiful background. They make this beautiful sound. You can see our beautiful faces because of them. And if you're looking to start a podcast, you should contact Podcastify.me because they are really, really good. And we just show up, kind of, don't we?
Yeah. We don't know what the hell we're doing.
Once a week for over a year, we've been doing this. And we would like you to subscribe to our YouTube because we are on YouTube by clicking the red subscribe button, the notification button, and you can watch this actually recorded. Or if you want to watch us live, join our Facebook group, and it's called the Auto Authorities Podcast. And you just click the join group button, and you can watch us live every week, Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central Time. And please comment and like all of our stuff. Share our stuff. Maybe there's somebody that you're thinking of that should be listening to our stuff. Please, we really appreciate it. Word of mouth is the best advertising. And please also, if you would like to be more educated in an entertaining way, go to theautoauthorities.com. That's theautoauthorities.com. That's our website. You can watch all of our podcasts. Oh boy, where do we start? Let's talk about this. Let's just talk about very simple stuff that most people probably don't know. When you are driving on the road and you are driving on a highway, we're driving on a highway, and we get off the highway, what do we usually see?
Gas stations.
Gas stations. Why shouldn't we go there?
Because they're going to be the most expensive, because they're the most convenient.
That's true. So most people, when, obviously they're driving on the highway, they're going to hit the first gas station they see. Don't quite do it. Go further. What's another thing we can do?
I buy gas at Sam's and Costco. They're traditionally cheaper than your conventional gas stations.
Yeah, and from a certain standpoint, you got to make sure that you're not driving 20 miles to get to a Sam's,
This
because
is true.
my
We
dad,
shop at Costco a lot, so we'll go there on the weekends to get gas.
that's one of the things that we have done as well. And I remember my dad, before he passed away, young, long time ago when I was younger, he would drive like 10 miles to save a penny on gas, and I'm like, don't do that. And for all you listening, don't do that.
No,
But we can use technology, can't we?
absolutely.
These little phones.
Yeah, these little smartphones.
Yes, these little phones will actually let us download these things called apps. And what's your favorite app? I know you're going to say it.
It's Gas Buddy. I use Gas Buddy all the time. It'll tell you where the cheapest gas is. And sometimes I've saved typically between 5 to 10 cents a gallon off gas by just usually be surprised. I drive a block this way or 2 blocks or half a mile, and it's 8 cents off their suggested price. It's like, duh, of course I'm gonna go there.
So how does it work, Dave, for those people that haven't used it? You download the app, and then
You
do you just put your zip code in, or how does it know where you're at?
you got to have location devices checked. The way Gas Buddy apps is it's tied to a checking account.
Okay.
That's how it works. So you got to have a checking account that you can link to it, and they send you a debit card. Me and my wife both have these that we use, and you just open Gas Buddy app, and it breaks it down. The first stations will be 5 cents off. Then the next stations will be 10 cents off. I've even saved 25 cents a gallon by using Gas Buddy.
Wow, I didn't even know that. So basically, I'm trying to think. I guess they sell it to the gas station, say, "Hey, we can bring you business if you give a
Yeah,
discount."
because gas stations make the money on the inside. They don't make money on gas. They make money on all the stuff inside the station. So how do you get people to come inside your convenience store at the gas station? You sell cheap gas. Oh, let me go and grab a soda. Let me get a cup of coffee, a donut. That's where these gas stations or quickie marts, whatever you want to call them, that's where they really make their money. They don't make money on gas, but gas gets people in the door.
Very interesting. I actually did not know that. So you're actually using it kind of as a credit card to
Yeah.
buy your gas.
Yeah. It's a debit card. It's tied to a checking account.
So then, not to get too into this here, but if some of these cards, you can save 4% to 5%. So let's say you have 4.89 a gallon.
Yeah, Costco's got that. If you get the Costco credit card and you use it at their place, you could get 4% cash back on gas up to $6,000 per year.
Interesting.
But I mean, who the hell's going to spend $6,000 on gas? You're spending $6,000 on gas a year. You're doing a hell lot of driving. We spend about $1,200 a year on gas on average. That's what we did last year.
Interesting. So let's get into the next topic here. So this is something that I see a lot of people do is, and you're the expert, being the technician for 22 years here.
Sure.
You're the expert. So what about excessive idling? Like people
Yeah, that's not good. A lot of newer cars, Jay, come with auto stop where you pull up and it shuts the engine off. Well, that's going to save you gas. So use that feature. That's what it's there for. That's what I have a Cadillac that has it. Now, it doesn't work as often when you have the AC on because the AC requires a lot of power from the engine to operate. Every once in a while, it'll shut off. But if I come up to a stoplight, I turn the AC off, it'll go into auto stop instantly. But yeah, avoid excessive idling, when possible.
So that's what I thought too. I'm glad you clarified that. So one of the things that we're going to do today is we're going to talk about how many cents a gallon it will save you to do this. And it's estimated that it will save you 1 to 2 cents per gallon. And depending on what type of vehicle you have, you might have a 16-gallon tank. You might have a 50-gallon tank. That could add up. Just that alone.
Or as a premium, like my Cadillac, we got to put premium in it. So yeah, I'm looking to save every penny I can compared to paying 87 octane regular unleaded.
So we're here in St. Louis, and right now temperatures are over 100 degrees.
Yeah, it's hot.
And yes, people in Arizona are probably laughing at us because they're like, that's just a normal walk in the park for us.
They don't have the humidity we do either.
But what about the people like cooling off their vehicle? Like they're like, oh, I don't want to get in a hot car. What is that really doing to the vehicle?
It's costing you money at the pump is what it's doing. I mean, as far as anything to the vehicle, it's not, there's no harm in it. However, the longer that engine idles, the more you're going to spend at the pump. So if you don't mind paying extra to the pump and you got disposable income, then keep doing that. But if you're trying to save pennies anywhere you can with the way inflation's going in the market, then yeah, you don't want to use that remote start to cool your car down for 10 minutes before you get in it.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. What about so there's a debate, and I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you as the expert.
Sure.
When it comes to these people like, I don't want to turn my air conditioning on, I'm going to open my windows and I'm driving, highway drivers.
Sure.
What does that really do to a vehicle?
That slows it down, actually, and it's costing you money at the pump. Vehicles are the most aerodynamic when all the windows are up, so that way that when you're driving down the road, that wind is going around the vehicle and not getting sucked in the passenger compartment. That's actually slowing it down.
Yeah. And speaking of slowing down, what about these people, these avid bikers and these people that like to ride their bikes and on mountains, and they carry their bikes around and they put their bikes on the top of their roof? They're really, really costing themselves a lot because it ruins the aerodynamics of the vehicle, just like you were saying.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to keep as little in your vehicle as possible. You add the more weight you put in there, that requires more power to propel that weight forward, which is going to cost more gas. Try to keep as little in your vehicle as possible. I mean, I have stuff in mine. It's not empty. I have little roadside kits that I keep in there, but yeah, I try not to carry around a bunch of meaningless weight. If you open up your trunk and it's full of whatever, get all that stuff out of there. All you're doing is costing yourself money at the pump.
What about Guido and his dead bodies? Is that gonna take up some space? Like, what if? I guess if you had a couple dead bodies in the back, at about 180 to 200 pounds a piece.
I don't think Guido's worried about it. He's strong arming everybody, so I don't think Guido cares. But yeah, if Guido wants to keep his little illegal enterprise going and wants to save some money, then yeah, you need to dispose of those dead bodies as fast as possible. Maybe not drive 3 towns over, drive 2.
So after, I had done some research, it actually can save you as much as 4 to 7 cents per gallon to actually lighten up your load a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a great idea to get into fitness too, because the lighter you weigh.
This is true. The more you weigh, the more you're going to pay on gas. The less you weigh, yeah, absolutely.
Gives you a reason to lose weight and to get in a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah, that's all more cost efficient. The better we take care of ourselves and our vehicles, the more we'll get out of them. It's that simple.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about people are a little crazy when they drive. I don't know if you've ever noticed that or not.
No, not here in St. Louis. No, never.
We actually have the best drivers in St. Louis. Did I mention it's opposite day today? No, it's we're going to talk a little bit about like having a lead foot here in a second. I just want to, take a quick break. We're talking about like literally how to pay over $2 a gallon less and I might be light on this number. I just did some calculations based on all the tips that we're going to give you today.
Sure.
And again, my name is Jay Grossman. I'm the founder and CEO of iAutoAgent. We are a real estate agent for cars. We literally make it so easy to sell your car. You never lift a finger. We market, list, and show your car at no cost to you. Just go to iAutoAgent.com. That's iAutoAgent.com, and we will help you navigate the entire buying process for you, keeping you in control the whole time. You don't have to go to the dealer until you approve the deal. And this is Mr. David Marks with Quality Auto STL, trusted services with no surprises, the best in the business. And we are getting some amazing, amazing tips today. And, you know, whether you're looking to buy a car, sell a car, doesn't matter. Unless you're riding to work on a horse, you should be listening to this. And please share this with all your friends and family. We want to hear your comments. We want to hear what is your story right now? What are you doing to save gas? Do you have another trick up your sleeve that maybe we didn't know? Put your comments in below. We'll respond to it. I want to talk about lead foots though.
Ooh.
Dave, do you have a lead foot? I've only driven with you once and I didn't think you did, but how do you drive?
I try not to drive with a leaded foot because that's just, well, you know, cars, you know, they're average vehicles that we drive. This isn't NASCAR. They're not NASCARs. They're for us to kind of get around. So they're not meant to just pedal to the metal everywhere we go. So I take it easy. I don't accelerate hard. You know, I don't brake hard. I try to avoid those situations. Another situation come up where I got to hit the gas or I got to slam on the brakes because other drivers aren't paying attention. They do this, and that. But no, I try to drive reasonable and I leave to go to my destination in a time that allows me to not have to drive like that.
Yeah. And
management.
And actually with my research, 18 cents to $1.18 per gallon by just driving at moderate speeds, not sticking the pedal to the floor, and also like gliding to your stops. Based on my research, and I was curious what you know about this, but if you just brake really hard, it says that it actually can cost you quite a bit in gas.
I could see that. I've never thought about that, heard about that, but it makes sense.
How would that work? And it's,
you know, too, if for those that still have a manual transmission, when those used to be popular, you can actually use your transmission by downshifting to slow the vehicle down. That's another way that actually saves gas because you're not having to brake. The braking makes perfect sense. I never thought about it. I understand it from a technical standpoint. To put it in layman's terms, I'd have to think on that. I don't know if we got time to do that in this episode, but yeah, that makes sense.
Well, they also said, so if you drive on that note, if you drive in the highest possible gear, so like some of these cars are 8 and 10 speeds, the RPMs are going to lower. Therefore, you're not going to use as much gas.
That's why we have these transmissions out, these 8. Yeah, that's why they did that. It's all to save money. Yeah, it's all for fuel economy.
Absolutely. And we're going to get to some really, really good stuff here in a second. But as we kind of go through just on that topic, that's a lot of money you can save per gallon of gas just by doing that. Also, combined short trips was something that I researched, and that's an interesting thing because I never really thought about it. But technically, they were saying that the warmer the motor is. So like if you can just plan your trips a little bit better, and
engines are most efficient when they're at operating temperature. That's when they're most efficient. And the computers for engines today are now programmed to get the engine to operating temperature as fast as possible for fuel economy. So if you combine all your trips, that engine stays nice and warm. Hence you're going to get better fuel economy than driving, 2 miles, stop, and then go back home, an hour later, do that again, your engine's never getting up to operating temperature.
Yeah. I just thought of something really important. I wonder if Bobby is listening.
Hell no.
Bobby, are you listening? Because you need these tips.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or Bobby doesn't listen to anybody, does he?
Well, he'll listen, but he doesn't act.
That's exactly what it is.
He's the know-it-all. So he'll listen to say, that's not true. That's not true. Well,
right.
You know damn well this is all true.
Well, maybe we can call Bobby. Like we could do like a live call to Bobby right now. No, I guess we can't do that. But so what about tire inflation? I mean, I know that I've known this for a while. In the research that I have here is you can save as much as 2 cents a gallon. Just
absolutely.
And that's not a hard thing to do.
No, that's why, the Society of Automotive Engineers back in September 2007 mandated that cars now have tire pressure monitoring systems, because if a tire is underinflated, it's going to spin slower than a tire that's properly inflated. Hence, you're not getting the proper mileage. Cars are most fuel efficient when the tires are properly inflated. The engineers that engineer car have got that all figured out. That's why we have TPMS sensors. It's all for fuel economy. So if the tire lights come on, either A, the sensor in the tire is bad, or B, you got a low tire and you're losing fuel economy.
That's and I've always known that. When the light comes on, folks, and it has a little exclamation point, that means
looks like a flat tire.
Yeah, you should. Now we're going to save the best for last, right? So we are going to get Mr. David Marks to tell us, and there's some big numbers here on what you can save. And David Marks is going to tell you, what about routine maintenance? Tell us, what do you do for your clients to make it so they don't have these, huge amounts of gas that they're losing?
Keep your oil changed. The number one thing we can do for fuel economy is keep your oil changed, because the more lubricated an engine is, the more efficient it's going to be, the better fuel economy. All an engine is, it's no different than our lungs. It needs to be able to breathe. It needs to be able to inhale and exhale. And the more efficient it can do that, you're going to get better gas mileage. So when the shop you said take your car to advise you, hey, you need an air filter, get that air filter replaced. That's going to improve fuel economy.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How much does an air filter cost?
Air filter cost installed is less than $50. I'd say the average less than $50.
And here's my research, because I did some research myself.
Sure.
Dirty air filter, 39 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
And you could spend $50 for the whole year. You're coming out way ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's why we advise these, is like, hey, your air filter is dirty, clean it, because an engine's a vacuum pump. It needs to inhale and exhale, and the better it can inhale and exhale, the more efficient it's going to be. And changing your oil, doing an air filter, doing these simple things that don't cost a lot can really increase your fuel. Because I've had people, well, I get better gas mileage, why don't you change my oil? I'm like, yeah.
Absolutely. And from my research, dirty oil is 3 to 7 cents a gallon savings. Yeah. And so when we talk about how to save $2 or more a gallon, this is the stuff we're talking about, folks. Like, listen to this, share this with people. Tell Dave, I know, like, because we've sent people to you before just to do maintenance, because you do such a good job. What are some of the services that you offer for people that, do you have like a service like that kind of includes a bunch?
Yeah, a service that's been out for a long time. We work with a company called BG, and they're the king in this supplemental automotive services. They actually have additives that it's like getting an oil change and adding steroids to your oil can even enhance that, which is going to get better fuel economy. But a big service is called it's called a fuel service or an air induction service. The challenge with automotive is shops call things 5 different things and it's all the same thing. We call it an air induction service. So what this does is it cleans out the engine's esophagus. We have an esophagus that we use to inhale that helps us breathe. Well, if our esophagus is clogged, we don't work too good at all. If I start choking Jay, I can't choke him because he's not.
Hold on. My esophagus.
Yeah.
I don't have the air induction service. Hold on.
Yeah.
Woo!
But what this service does is it cleans out an engine's esophagus. So that way that air and fuel that is getting sucked into the engine, because an engine's a vacuum pump, can flow freely. And that will make the engine more efficient. And again, I'm just going to repeat this and repeat this. The more efficient an engine is, the easier it can breathe, the better it's going to perform, and you're going to get better gas mileage. This is all about fuel economy. And a lot of manufacturers, I know General Motors does, they have it on their maintenance program. So if on the back of your car, if it says GDI, that stands for gasoline direct injected, you need to do this service for other reasons, but you need to do it. It'll save you money at the pump, and it'll keep your engine more efficient. The more efficient you can keep up your engine, the better gas mileage you're going to get. And it's going to keep your car out of my shop and on the road too. That's our goal. That's one of the reasons why we're in business, is to keep your car on the road, not in our shop. That's how we get happy customers. And, our customers that, adhere to these maintenance services, their cars aren't in our shop. They're on the road.
Boy, that is some good stuff. And I'll tell you, I've been around a long time, soon to be 50 years. And those are some things I just didn't know. And I know if I didn't know, after being 26 years in the automotive industry, I guarantee you our listeners don't know this. And one thing I want to leave everybody with too, if you got that little thing that pops on your dashboard called a check engine light.
Yeah, check it.
You're in trouble. It's gonna really cost you.
It's costing you money. Yeah, if the check engine light comes on, that's a great point, Jay. If the check engine light comes on, get it serviced. You are losing fuel economy. Keep up on your spark plugs. Keep up on the maintenance. It'll save you money at the pump, and it'll keep your car on the road. Unless you like spending a lot of money either repairing your car or using AutoAuthorities.com to help you replace that car, then keep up on your maintenance.
Yeah. Boy, this is a good one. And I think a lot of people are just going to get so much out of this. Speaking of out of this, we have a free gift for everybody, don't we?
Yes, we do.
So if you guys take out your phones right now and you go to your text messaging, you type in the word car and text it to 57838. That's car to 57838. What will they receive, Jay? They will receive a complimentary copy of How to Buy a Car Without the Nonsense, an amazing book that somebody amazing wrote. And it basically will tell you how to keep away from big bad dealer for sitting there for 4 to 7 hours when you buy a car. And that's at no cost to you. And you will also be alerted to all of our podcasts. Dave, I love doing this. I really do. I even learned a lot. I learned a lot from you today. I hope everybody else did. And please comment and like all this. Like we want to hear what your thoughts are on this. And we want to hear, do you have another tip maybe that we didn't hit?
We'd love to know. I'm constantly learning. If you're not learning, you're not doing.
We're not perfect, even though my wife's perfect. I'm not. Dave, anything else to add?
No, sir. We covered a lot, and hopefully we can save people money at the pump, especially in today's market.
Yep. Hope you used all these tips, and everybody have an amazing rest of your week, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Mm-hmm.